Hello cybersecurity professionals and enthusiasts from around the globe. I am Luciano Ferrari welcoming you to the first episode of LufSec Cybersecurity Weekly News. We are here to deliver the top security headlines in a concise and swift format, keeping you informed and ahead. Let's jump straight into this week's updates. In a recent turn of events, Detroit gas stations are facing a novel scam. Scammers are now using the Bluetooth feature on their cell phones to hack into gas pumps, essentially allowing them to get gas without paying a dime. One individual in particular managed to siphon nearly 800 gallons of gas, worth close to $3,000, from a Shell station located at 8 Mile in Wyoming. The gas station owner explaining that the culprits use cell phones to override the system, turning it into a free-for-all gas spree. Despite the station staff's efforts to halt the illegal pumping, they found themselves powerless unless they activated the emergency stops for all pumps. Interestingly, the targeted station is under the Project Green Light initiative, meaning it's monitored by Detroit police. Surveillance footage has captured a suspect whom the police are actively searching for. However, it's not just an isolated incident. Similar tactics were employed at Speedway Station in Riverview earlier this month. Gas station attendants have been advised to remain vigilant, especially if they noticed unusual activity or delays at the pumps. They are prepared to call in law enforcement if suspicions arise. But, as the gas station's owner remarks, we can only do so much. In a recent development, Apple has rolled out an emergency security patch to address a new zero-day vulnerability which was being exploited to target iPhone and iPad users. The company stated this issue may have been actively exploited against versions of iOS before iOS 16.6. This flaw, CVE 2023-42824, found in the XNU kernel, could let attackers escalate privileges on unpatched devices. Affected devices include iPhone XS and later, as well as various iPad models. Apple has also tackled another vulnerability, the 5217, in the open source libvpx video codec library, which had potential for arbitrary code execution. Notably, this particular flaw was patched by both Google and Microsoft in their respective products earlier. Security researcher Clement Lesigne, associated with Google's threat analysis group, identified this vulnerability. This group is recognized for uncovering 0 days often used in state-backed spyware campaigns against high-risk targets. It is worth noting that the CVE 2023-42824 is the seventh zero-day vulnerability Apple has rectified this year. The company previously addressed several other 0 days, including those exploited in spyware attacks to deploy Citrox Predator and NSO Group's Pegasus spywares. Alongside these security enhancements, Apple's latest iOS 17.0.3 update also resolves an overheating issue present in iPhones running iOS 17.0.2 and earlier. A newly identified vulnerability labeled Lunae Tunables exposes millions of Linux systems to potential takeover. This buffer overflow flaw exists in a common library known as the GNU-C library, glibc, which is prevalent in the major Linux distributions. Systems like Fedora, Ubuntu, and Debian are especially vulnerable. The flaw, which originated in April 2021, can enable attackers to gain root privileges, potentially leading to unauthorized data access, system alterations, and even data theft. The bug is of particular concern for IoT devices in a Linux setting, including smart factories, drones, robots, and other consumer tech products due to their reliance on the Linux kernel. Researchers have already exploited this flaw successfully on multiple versions of Fedora, Ubuntu, and Debian, though other distributions could be vulnerable with the exception of Alpine Linux. Saeed Abbasi from Qualys highlights the potential for this vulnerability to be incorporated into automated malicious tools thereby increasing the risk of broader exploitation and system disruptions. While a patch was released on October 3rd, with many Linux distributions updating their systems, the threat remains significant. Given the critical role of the vulnerable component in Linux, it's crucial for organizations to patch their systems immediately and maintain a detailed inventory of their assets to address potential risks effectively. Australian software giant Atlassian has rolled out emergency security updates addressing a severe zero-day vulnerability in its Confluence data center and server software. This flaw has already been exploited in cyber attacks. The vulnerability allows external attackers to establish unauthorized Confluence administrator accounts and gain access to Confluence instances. The issue, identified as CVE 2023-22515, impacts Confluence data center and server versions 8.0.0 and later. It's particularly alarming due to its potential for remote exploitation in low-complexity attacks without user involvement. For clarity, Atlassian's cloud sites remain unaffected. Those using the Atlassian.net domain are hosted by Atlassian and are not vulnerable to this problem. Atlassian strongly encourages customers using successful Confluence versions to upgrade immediately to the fixed versions, specifically 8.3.3 or later, 8.4.3 or later, or 8.5.2 or later. If immediate patching isn't viable, they recommend shutting down impacted instances or isolating them from the internet. Additionally, restricting access to the /setup/star endpoints on Confluence instances can help mitigate potential risks. A worrying discovery has been made that approximately 100,000 industrial control systems (ICS) are found exposed on the public web. These ICSs control critical infrastructures, including power grids, traffic lights, and water and security systems. The vulnerable ICSs range from sensors, switches, building management systems, to automatic tank gauges. This alarming revelation was brought to light by cybersecurity firm BitSight, which identified the exposures affecting a multitude of sectors and several Fortune 1000 companies across 96 countries. Interestingly, BitSight's data indicates some improvement over time, as the number of exposed devices has been decreasing since 2019. Among the countries with the highest exposure are the United States, Canada, Italy, and the UK. In terms of industries, the sectors facing the greatest security challenges include education, technology, government, and manufacturing. ICS vulnerabilities pose immense risks, as highlighted by Kaspersky's estimate, suggesting around 20% of all ICSs could be vulnerable to severe security flaws. With previous malware attacks targeting ICSs and relevant warnings issued by US authorities, the urgency of safeguarding these critical systems can't be stressed enough. Cybersecurity researchers have uncovered a malware hiding within a malicious NPM packet designed to imitate a legitimate package, named Discord Rat 2.0. This malware serves as a beginner-friendly hacking tool, enabling easier execution of supply chain attacks on open source software. The deceptive package, labeled Node Hide Console Window, was crafted to mimic the legitimate Node Hide Console Window, a model that is downloaded approximately 300 times weekly. The counterfeit version successfully fooled users, racking up around 700 downloads before its removal. Ashley Benji of Riverside Labs emphasizes the challenges of malicious activity within open source software, stating that the benefits of open source still outweigh the cons. Discord Rat 2.0, a C# remote hacking tool, claims to be for educational use only on its GitHub page. However, its straightforward nature enables users, even with minimal technical knowledge, to control their victims via Discord channels. The integration of such a powerful rootkit into an easy-to-use tool reviews the decreasing technical barriers for hackers. Benji warns of the rising trend of easy-to-use malicious tools, emphasizing the lucrative allure for potential attackers. As we welcome October, we are also ushering in Cybersecurity Awareness Month, a time dedicated to ensuring everyone has the resources they need to stay safe online. This month, organizations across the country will be offering insights, tips, and tools to help individuals and businesses protect their digital presence. Remember, a safer internet begins with you. Stay informed and stay secure. Thank you for joining us this edition of LufSec Cybersecurity Weekly News. If you found our coverage insightful, please give us a like on our YouTube video, and if you want to stay updated with the latest in cybersecurity developments, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on our channel. Your support allows us to continue bringing you the most pertinent cybersecurity news from around the globe. We will be back for more crucial updates in our next edition. Until then, stay safe and stay informed.